The reason I moved back from LA was because of family. I was in Maine. There's just this opportunity cost, the lifestyle there, having no connections that are actually gonna help me in what I'm doing, especially in the winter. It's dark, it's cloudy. I was feeling really depressed, really low energy, not in the right place, mentally. So putting myself in an element where I wake up, I look outside, I see the ocean, beautiful sunny skies. I can go out, palm trees, go on a hike. I just feel better. I don't feel like a 40-year-old waking up and going to the office, which is what I was doing. I can wake up, roll out of bed, have my breakfast sitting here on my screens and trade. It's the best life.
Like literally, whatever you want, just make it happen. Excuses are make it happen. No, seriously, don't make excuses. Video games, Netflix, girlfriend, social life, who cares? If you really want something, go make it happen.
All right, come check out the view. Yeah, Malibu definitely is not cheap. So my main income source and what I'm most well known for is trading in the stock market. So I trade every week. I'm on the market every day. I have 2 educational companies teaching people how to invest and trade in the stock market. And I'm actually working on a software company right now, trading software, which hopefully we'll be releasing within the next couple of months. I think building up a software company with a long-term perspective is pretty smart, because relying solely on trading income is never smart. You want to have multiple streams of income, and that's like a lot of people who get into trading. I always just say that, you want to have another source, because it takes a lot of that pressure off. So building up these companies, trying to get into real estate, more streams of income, not spreading yourself thin. That's not smart. Find something that works really well, that's consistent, and then maybe hop into trading. Trying to start out trading without making any other money is going to be really difficult, and it's going to put you in a really bad situation. Yeah, so this apartment is $6,500 a month. Obviously, just incredible views of the ocean. The ocean has always been this inspirational place for me to go and to feel motivated, to feel creative. And there is an element of creativity that comes into trading. Just being in a nice, clean, new apartment. Like, this apartment was just fully redone, newly furnished. This is probably a $1.8 million apartment, which I wish I could buy, right? Spending $6,500 a month on rent is kind of just burning money. So that's why getting into real estate is something I'm doing. But walking out on the balcony, sitting in the sun, sipping my coffee or my energy drink, I don't drink coffee, doing some trading out there, it's just amazing. Yeah. My favorite part of the day is working with my mentorship group. And when I post my personal trade saying, hey, I'm buying this stock, and then the next day, hey, I'm selling this stock, seeing the results that my students are able to have, essentially just following along and making money as I do, it's one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. And for those of you out there who are interested in learning to trade, I will put a link in the description to my mentorship group. When I was here, I was living in West Hollywood, near West Hollywood. I was in Beverly Glen, and then I was in Beverly Hills. It's just this pretty hectic and chaotic area. It's like living in New York. I could never live in New York, especially when I'm in what would be considered a very stressful job, right? Trading is stressful. And when there's a bunch going on around you and you can't go out and breathe, you can't walk out onto your balcony and just smell the ocean. You smell the city and you see cars, you hear cars, it's loud. I just never felt relaxed or calm where I was living. And so, yes, living in Malibu is more expensive, but the pro to living in Malibu and spending that amount of money is I can go 5 minutes down the road and go on a beautiful hike out in the mountains. The community here, there's actually a community element, which I've only been here for 2 weeks, but I can already tell and sense the people here are different, maybe just because it's a more real lifestyle, as far as not that like rat race in the city. People are slower. It's a slower pace here. Maybe it's because everyone's very wealthy here and they're just at that point in their life where they're just enjoying life. But it's a totally different vibe than living in the city. I mean, I grew up like out in the countryside. I grew up in a tiny little small town in the middle of nowhere. You know, I was trading in my parents' basement. That's where I started. And then fast forward, now I'm here. Well, I am living this kind of crazy lifestyle for most people, you know, spending a lot of money, which I'm very fortunate to be at this place, especially at such a young age. I feel more at home in Malibu. And so that's probably the biggest thing. I do miss like my family, you know, they're all the way across the country, right? And so that's a sacrifice that I have to make, but you have to put yourself first. You know, if you want something, you have to be able to sacrifice certain things that may be friends, family. And so it's a sacrifice I'm making, which isn't seeing my family much, but living out here where I have more opportunities, where I essentially can make more money, and where I just actually wake up and enjoy each and every day are the three reasons why I'm here in Malibu. One thing that's totally different about, you know, LA, Malibu, whatever, is you feel here like you're a very small fish in a big pond, whereas in Portland, in Maine, I felt like a big fish in a small pond. I had a McLaren. I had the nicest car anyone has in the city, and I'm 20. Whereas here, you go out and there's 5 more McLarens. There's Rolls Royces. That is like a very motivational thing. Inspiring, seeing another 20-year-old driving a Lambo next to you when you're driving down the street. Feeling too big is almost a bad thing because it makes you feel too comfortable. And so coming here was a good way to also push my comfort zone. I always feel like you put yourself in a position where there's no plan B, there's no option for failure. And that was my first move out here. But coming back, it's putting myself back in a scenario where there's so much more I have to do, and I can't just sit back and just be content with where I am because I've had success. I see other people having way more success around me, and it makes me want to work even harder. All right, so the market just closed. What I was trying to do was to get filled on a position on Meta, but the spread was pretty large. I was trying to get filled with a 1-to-3 risk to reward, and so I just couldn't get into the position, right? The risk to reward kept going between a 1-to-2 to a 1-to-3, and couldn't get filled on a 1-to-3, you know, within my system. So my strike rate, I'm taking a 1-to-3 as far as my risk to reward. Risk to reward is super important. Risk management is important. You don't force a trade, you know. Unfortunately, I didn't take a trade, so I had nothing to post inside my mentorship group, which that is something I do. I post all of my personal trades, so my entries and my exits, and people join to follow along and essentially copy what I do. So I'll put a link in the description below if you'd like access to that. But no trade today, but that's all right. We'll see tomorrow.